What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Off the Grid, the best damn intro in all of podcasts.
In all of Podcast Central.
all of podcasts.
Mate, it's the
tees
best.
you up.
It's the best
It
in the
just tees
business.
you up. How you going,
All right.
Celsi?
Good, mate. Good. 1 a.m. You told me the race was on 1 a.m. and I was going, this is not too bad. So obviously not as bad as previous weeks. 4 a.m. I think it gets bad next week. But
4:30 and then 12 midnight for the last race.
yeah,
So-
but we've got to stick it through, Doma, because this will be every race hit a live stream no matter what. There's a few things we can talk about. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen. I gave it a bit of a share. We had people talking about the potential for card prices to be affected for the new Drive and Survive series. So we'll talk a bit about that later on. But first and foremost, they're previewing the track here. There's one nice big straight there where we can see a nice DRS zone potentially.
Definitely.
But lead us in, Dom. Speak to us. What's happened?
I will.
Qualifying.
There's been a few things that have happened. So originally,
yes, and some interesting spots where guys are starting.
Yes. So originally, I'll get the original starting grid. So the original starting grid was Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Gasly, Alonso, Norris, Sainz, Tsunoda, Ocon, and Vettel in the top 10. Perez, unfortunately, didn't even make it to Q3 in the quali, so he didn't even get an opportunity in the final 10 in qualifying. But due to not following double yellow flags on the track, Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen have both received a 5 spot grid penalty. So the starting grid is as follows: Lewis Hamilton on pole, Gasly in second, Alonso in third, Norris in fourth, Sainz in fifth, Bottas in sixth, and Max Verstappen is hunting Lewis Hamilton from seventh with Bottas in front of him, the teammate, which is going to be very, very difficult for him to pass, you would have thought.
He'll get past him.
Verstappen,
I think this will be a 1-2. We're hard to win, but I think the best he can do is obviously get in second. Yeah. More than capable of doing this. I mean, this isn't a track that you can't get past or overtake on. So there's opportunities throughout.
Predictions for this one, Source?
I think Hamilton will win. Albeit he gets through, even if he doesn't get through on that first corner and he's not, leading through the first corner, I still think he's got enough speed to catch them up.
I think Lewis wins this. It's just the cars in Gasly, Alonso, Norris, and Sainz behind him are a good buffer for him to build a nice, healthy lead at the front of the Grand Prix. He hasn't got a Bottas or a Perez or a Verstappen behind him to pressure him. So he'd be able to, while they're trying to overtake, get some a fair chunk of distance between Verstappen. I reckon before Verstappen even has a red-hot crack, he could be 10 seconds ahead. Unless something ridiculous happens at the start of this race, which it wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me at all. So yeah, Hamilton for the both of us. I can't believe I'm saying Hamilton's just going to win the race, but it just looks too good at the moment.
Well, they're clearing off track. They're clearing off track. They do usually do a warm up lap, don't they?
Yeah, formation lap, very slow. Yeah, so if Verstappen can finish in second, I would have thought Lewis will probably get Lewis will get the fastest lap as well, I would have thought. So we'll say -8 from the 14 in front. So if he wins this, it'll be a 6-point gap. Verstappen will still be leading the World Championship, but 6-point gap.
If Verstappen comes second.
Yeah, if he comes second. If he finishes in third, then it's only going to be a 3-point gap.
Wow.
Going into the last two
races.
How
how pivotal can that grid penalty?
Exactly. But there's a lot of stuff that's been happening throughout this week, Source. For those listening that haven't been following, Red Bull are on the verge of putting in an official protest regarding the wing on Hamilton and Bottas's Mercedes car that they're saying has been changed in the last month because where they have notoriously struggled on the straights throughout the whole season, they are now gaining and getting quicker and quicker and quicker on the straights every week. They seem to have found the part on the wing that has been changed, supposedly. This is all alleged, and apparently could get put into court. I think this will go nowhere. It'll be dismissed. But in the worst case scenario is if Mercedes are found guilty, pretty much Hamilton loses all his points. He's done. He'll lose all. He'll be void. Him and Bottas, the season will be void.
I don't understand how something like this slips through the cracks. You know what I mean?
I don't know. All the cars go through regulatory checks and stuff. So unless they've missed something, or a good example is 3 seasons ago. Is it 3 seasons ago or 4 seasons ago? Ferrari made a change and they were just dominating for about a month and a half. They were just winning Grand Prix after Grand Prix after Grand Prix. Then there was a protest put in, and that part got changed, and then they were finished for the rest of the season.
Yeah, so interesting.
But it will be interesting to see. Here we go. They're lining up anyway. But I reckon
I'm nowhere near even lining up on my screen.
Yeah, they're lining up on mine. I reckon we're probably 10 seconds apart here.
Mine, they're just rolling up. The first one's just rolled up then, mate.
It's good to see Lando in the top 4 again. It's been a while. He struggled.
He's going to finish top 10. Where's our boy, Danny Rick?
Outside. 14th, I think. 13th.
Did they have much pace?
No, he struggled again. He didn't even have the opportunity to make it a Q3.
There he is, Mr. Mick Schumacher in the Haas.
All right, green flag on my screen. I'll try not to give too many crazy reactions if anything happens, but I think
the last one's pulling up behind at the
lights
grid now.
out.
Here we go. We've got the green flag now. All right. Here we go. Bang!
Oh my God. He's got balls, I'll tell you that much, man. Max Verstappen.
What a maneuver.
Bro, he's got balls.
Bang.
That guy, man. That guy. I don't care what anyone says. They can hate him. People can hate him. He has got balls. He knows how to drive.
Bang, he's in 4th.
Yeah, I know. That's a driver,
already,
man. And he's past Bottas. He's already past Bottas. So all he has to do is clear Gasly and Alonso here. And I don't know if you saw him pre-race, Source, he was locked in. Like, I'm telling you, locked in. He was pissed off that he got the grid penalty. He was visibly, you could see it visibly.
Was it a partial?
What do you mean?
The penalty. Like, it was there, but really...
Yeah, it was there. It was there. It was there.
Here we go.
Bottas dropped
Sparks
5
flying
spots,
everywhere.
man.
Sparks flying everywhere.
So Bottas
he went off the track twice there.
Yeah, I know. Bottas into 11th. Perez has jumped up into 9th for Red Bull.
Well, Danny Rick's lost 2 spots.
Yeah, I know. Not great.
Not good, mate. He'll struggle to get in top 10. There we go. Lando's 5th. There we go. Alonso. You wouldn't expect Alonso and Gasly to have the speed on Verstappen.
Nah, it's just how well they defend. We know Alonso's a good defender. He can be a pain in the ass to pass. But yeah, like we said, Max just needs to get into second, hold that spot. Poor. Man, you watch that. You wait till this replay on the race start, and Verstappen just makes a beeline for the outside. Like he literally cuts across diagonally. It's unbelievable. Man, this is insane. Literally just makes a beeline straight past Bottas. Man, he's got balls.
It was a good start, Mark, to get into that gap, to get across Bottas.
Yeah, Alonso didn't even see him there. He could have been wiped out of this race, and because Alonso didn't even see him. There you go. Hamilton's got that fastest lap, as predicted.
Here we go. Fastest lap, bang. Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, I can't see unless something, monumental happens. Yeah. I don't see anything massively happening here unless he gets a malfunction with his car.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, they have monumental stuff up in the pits. That's what's going to derail this race for Hamilton.
Yeah, and vice versa for Verstappen.
Yeah, look, he said he was.
Oh, Gasly's gone wide here. Gasly's gone wide. He's cooked here. See you, Pierre. You F that up. You F that up, son. you go wide once with a Red Bull behind you, you're finished. Especially when the gap's less than a second. You're pretty much cooked.
Yeah, that was terrible driving.
Yeah. Literally one mistake, you're done. Let's see what's he done here. Is he locked? I love how it's the cars just sparks everywhere in this race. Verstappen, quickest lap. He's chasing down Alonso here. But I tell you what, Hamilton is he's put almost 4 seconds ahead of Alonso. Here we go. It's got some prices up. I saw some very low prices for chrome.
Yeah, so this is sapphire. I put chrome 1725. This was a hobby case chrome 21,500, 1650 for the boxes. I mean, they're holding above $1,500, which is pretty good if you ask me.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know how much more they can go. Did hear, as I said, people speaking about the drive to survive and will that affect the cards?
What did you hear about that?
So? Well, people saying, with obviously the off season and then the drive to survive, and will keep will it affect our car prices? And I'm just like, how much more can it, affect it, really. So they're already pretty high, man. They're already pretty high. I mean, let's have a look at the refractors here. Hamilton refractor.
You never know, Source. It could, the boxes could go higher. You know what I mean? You don't know. If the products come out in their shit house, what's to say that they go, this is like 2012 Prism, basketball, first year Prism, first year Topps Chrome F1, holds its value.
Right. True.
There's great rookies in it. Like you can get Hamilton autos, Verstappen autos, but you've got great rookies in.
Well, look at this. There was a Hamilton
Lando.
auto here, PSA 8, number to 58, apparently sold for 50,000 Canadian dollars.
But you even got some good rookies. You got George Russell and Lando Norris rookies in there as well. Source, it's not bad. Oh, VK in the chat. What's going on, bro? Ollie got to go. Ollie's gone, mate.
He's done.
Got reported a couple hours back. He's officially gone.
Here we go. That's juicy. That's the variation. Apparently 24,000 PSA 10.
Shit.
That's the one that Stevens got.
Sleeving up. Well, it's good to see Verstappen's already worked his way into second, just doing his thing.
Yeah, look, it's Doma. I don't know how far we'll be going into this race, but I genuinely don't see how, as I said, this isn't in a 1-2 Hamilton and Verstappen.
Well, Mercedes were saying they were worried potentially on the undercut. I know, it looks like the Red Bulls got the pace.
You reckon he can close that 4-second gap?
Yeah, fuck. Perez is driving like a madman at the moment. Oh, he stuffed that up. I don't understand. Like, this is ridiculous. Verstappen's doing purples, like purple sectors, and Hamilton's still putting like a second on him.
Oh, that's what I mean. You just put a second on him just then. That.
I don't understand. Like, I'm just confused how. I don't know. It bamboozles me, Source, how this, like, McLaren has got so. Mercedes has just become so quick. I don't understand. I understand the cars get better as the season goes. Sometimes they can get worse. But these Mercedes, it's just become unbelievable, the car. In saying that, he has driven really well also, Hamilton. I won't take away anything from that. He's been very good. He's driving like one of the greats of the sport. As his teammate Sergio Perez tries again. Sainz moves to the inside a bit earlier this time, and that allows Perez to go around the outside. But can he hang on? To go around the outside, he can hang on this time. Sergio Perez, it took him a lap longer. It's going to be tough, Source. It's like a consistent 5-second buffer.
Let's see.
Valtteri Bottas is battling hard.
Let's see what's going on here. Alonso. If Alonso can get on the podium, I'll be happy about that. Get in there, sneak into third.
Possibility, but Perez is flying. He's less than he's like half a second behind Ocon. He's going to catch him. He's going to catch Norris very quickly. Four and a half. In this race, in all honesty, we're not going to see much from the top two until they have to pit. So they're around like.
What is it? A one stopper? One stopper?
Yeah, one stopper. Should be a one stopper. So you're looking at around like lap 25 to 30 before you start seeing anything. But here he comes again. Perez is just passing a car each lap at the moment. Bottas is battling, man. They got him. Sonoda. Perez up into 6th. Lance Stroll with a bit of pace. We haven't really spoken much about Lance Stroll this season because the car was much better. The Racing Point, the pink cars from last season that he was driving in. With Perez. Under 5 seconds between the top two. Hamilton's flying sauce. He's just another fastest lap.
He's killing it.
He's flying.
So far, this is a car breaker, isn't it? This track. I'll take a look at Max Verstappen's front wing end plate when he comes in for his pit stop. I think we're seeing just a period of the teams figuring out what they do with this strategy. Valtteri Bottas might have responded to Toto and say, "Yeah, look, I know I need to get the cars in front of me, but I also know I need to get these tires."
Man, these two are going to start fighting for position, and Sergio Perez is just going to stroll up behind Norris and Gasly and say, "Thanks for coming." He's going to move straight up into 4th. I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of overtakes in the middle of the pack, which is good.
A lot of action, mate. Good race thus far. Very good race.
Has been good. It's finished.
Bottas had a mare on that start, though.
Yeah, I know. He struggled. Yeah, he's got another fastest lap. Lewis Hamilton. He's absolutely flying.
Yeah, I don't see him getting caught.
Nah.
Not the way he's putting together the laps at the moment.
Nah. He's got so much pace. He could win this by 10 seconds.
That change part, mate. It's doing the job. The wing.
Well, it's probably helped that engine change as well. He took the penalty, and that also may have helped. Well, would have helped the car. You're not changing the engine unless it's going to give you better performance. So it's probably they made that move at the right time, Mercedes, in a season where they've made so many mistakes. I think that was one of the best moves tactically.
Yep.
So
true.
I just think in the last 2 months, Toto Wolff and Mercedes have corrected the ship a bit and got the upper hand on Christian Horner and Red Bull. I just think they've started to get it together a little bit. There's one of the GOAT sauce, David Beckham, at the race, sitting in the McLaren pit box.
Slow-mo. What a slow-mo shot.
Apparently damage to the front wing of Verstappen.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Lando. But I'll tell you what, I'm loving this. I'm loving Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez, what they're doing out there. They're literally just hunting everyone down. It's like, give me a position.
So the cars can follow quite closely, certainly in the midfield to each other. But there's cracking battles here on lap 12 and 57.
Come on, Danny Rick. Funnily enough, someone that we actually haven't mentioned, but Charles Leclair outside the top 10, which has been very unlikely, unlike him, sorry. He usually gets the best performance out of the car and is killing it. That was a great overtake by Lando.
Point advantage Hamilton has over Verstappen, with Verstappen 14 points ahead going into this race. So 6 points in the live championship standings. There's
so the soft on the two-stop strategy. Pit window is open.
Championship, a very keen to stay ahead of Sergio Perez, who's the man just ahead of him currently in.
Bro, he's flying.
Sergio Perez. I think he's sizing up the
Sergio Perez.
Gasly maybe struggling on those soft compound tyres as the mediums start to take over and show their benefits. Perez with the straight line.
Raikkonen in last. Give a positions update. Hamilton in front by 6.5 seconds on Verstappen in second. Alonso third. Norris in fourth. Perez in fifth. And they're just taking the standings away from me on the screen. Ooh.
Here we go. Bottas. Oh, nearly lost it, Bottas.
So Perez in fifth, Gasly sixth, Ocon seventh, Sainz eighth, Bottas ninth, Stroll 10th, Leclair in 11th, Ricciardo in 12th, Giovinazzi 13th, Russell 14th, Vettel 15th, Latifi 16th, Schumacher 17th, Mazepin 18th, Tsunoda 19th, and Kimi Raikkonen is in 20th.
Mazepin.
Yeah, Mazepin.
Mate, no zero. The old Haas ain't gonna get nothing.
Nah, it's just donuts.
Peanuts, mate.
Wouldn't you just love to see during next season with equalising the sport up a bit? Just imagine Haas is good.
I just still feel they'll just be shit, even with the equalisation.
I do too. I've just got this feeling that the equalisation is going to do nothing, and Red Bull and Mercedes are just still going to dominate. Genuinely, just got this feeling.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what extent it does have, what it does do.
Like this Mercedes is 6 seconds quicker than Verstappen, but then Verstappen is 22 seconds quicker than Alonso. Like, that's cooked, man. Your top two cars are literally 30 seconds clear of third. Like, how is next year going to reduce pretty much a 30-second gap between first and third? Tell me. If someone can explain that to me, like...
Oh, yeah, I don't see it happening. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like it's like 15 seconds to first from third, and I don't know. I'm hoping Ferrari can come good again.
Yeah, that'll be good for the sport, though.
It'd be great. Bottas set in purple sectors.
Hamilton, Verstappen out in front. Red Bull and Mercedes need their other two drivers to chip in on as
Carlos Sainz.
possibly can. James went kind regards, James. So there's the state of the tyres at the moment. What do we say? 30 laps maximum in terms of performance.
There really isn't too much happening. Just stock standard.
Pretty hot, isn't it? Between Hamilton and Verstappen, but Hamilton a half second faster on that lap alone. And I can't imagine.
Oh, it's just happy days for Mercedes. There you go, Source. It's going to be 6-point difference going into, is it next week? I think it's next week, and then the last race is 2 weeks after that. I'll just get the one schedule. Half a minute. So 3rd and 5th of December. So not next week, the week after is the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. And then Abu Dhabi to finish it on the 12th. So it's a 12 a.m. one. The Saudi Arabia one, I think, is a 4:30 a.m. kickoff, Source. That one. So we'll have the NFL fixtures back on the Off the Grid podcast. So
be NFL updates as we're watching the race.
Is there any around the grounds on at the moment? No games?
Yeah, I think there is. I think there is, mate. I think there's some Premier League on right now.
Bundesliga.
Man City, Everton, 0-0. Got the Farmers League, French Farmers League. You got the Serie A, La Liga. Getafe is up 2-0 over Cardiff.
Let's go to Premier League, mate. I don't think we. Oh. So Max in the pit, Source.
Swift. As you like in the pits.
Here we go. 33-second difference between the two. It's got the hard compound tyres on.
So taking a risk here with the hards.
You know that you're going to get about 22 seconds from a pit stop. You'll still be 12 seconds behind.
Right. Yeah. So they'd have to stuff it up pretty bad. The pit stop.
So Lewis reckons his tyres are pretty good.
Oh, what? His tyres this week are good, are they?
Yeah, they said they look good, but his boxing Source is coming in.
Say anything on that occasion either. So they
4, 5, 6, so 25 seconds. All right, so it's about 9 seconds.
Is this the sensible choice? If you've got that much of a buffer, Martin, do what Red Bull do, because if they've got it wrong, well, we've got it wrong, and it'll stay the gap the same. Yeah, as long as you don't get a crusted wheel nuts or something, and you have one of those horrible pit stops.
Yep, I think they've done that perfectly. They just copied them.
It all depends, though, who gets more pace out of those hards early. I don't think Hamilton's going to have any issues, to be honest. I reckon that's pretty much the end of the race right there, Sauce. Matching them and...
You think so, and that's why they've done it. Unless, of course, Lewis just doesn't like the hard tires. They're only allowed 2 sets, so they've not got a lot of experience on them. But I can't see any reason why the Mercedes won't be every bit as good.
This is very interesting.
These hard, white mark tires. Middle sector of this lap, Hamilton 1/10 of a second slower than Max Verstappen.
There you go, Sauce. Live Drivers' Championship, 6 points. Wow.
It's going to be a good finish. I mean, if it stays like this and we've got 2 more races, could come down to the final race.
It will. I think it will. I think it will. Well, it's going to have to. Even if Max wins in 2 weeks' time, he'll just extend his lead back up into 13 points. It's going to come down to the last race. The only way this ends, pretty much, is Verstappen wins this, goes up by 21 points, goes into the next week, and gets another win, and goes up by 28 points, and then he wins the World Championship. It's the only way it ends before the last race. Or if something happens to Hamilton and pretty much he gets a DNF in this race and he wins, it's pretty much finished because he'll go 39 points clear. He could literally finish the race the following week in the top 3, and then he could literally just do 1 lap, bring the car into the pit stop and retire and still win the World Championship. Like, that's what he could literally... But I know there's still, 36 laps left, but I can't see anything changing here. I think he's home. He's cut it a little bit to 8.6, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Once he gets that grip going, you just keep getting more pace.
The top 2 are racing in the 127s at the moment. Fernando Alonso in the high 128s, Lando Norris in the mid 129s. Same as Bottas, Ocon, Sainz, and Stroll. So you can see how that gap is opening up lap by lap by lap. The front left wing of Max is...
Where's Perez at? Oh, he pitted.
Running a bit low, doesn't it? On that shot there, it's taking a bit of a whack, but it definitely looked like it was left down a little bit. So that might explain how he's 2/10, 3/10.
Well, he's cutting a bit of the time.
And how that gap is opening up out the front. With a decent racy car tonight, but if there is that bit of damage, it's obviously going to take its toll on the lap times. Perez stuck on like better at the moment, despite those fresh tyres. So, curious. Maybe we'll find out some more information.
So, I think it's safe to say Bottas is probably going to finish third.
Is he going to get third, you reckon?
Yeah. I'd love to see a lot, like you said, Sauce. I would genuinely love to see Alonso hold on. I would love to see him on the podium. Here comes Perez. He just ate up Sebastian Vettel. Yeah. Oh, man.
Sergio Perez has fresh tyres as an advantage. Sebastian Vettel has the inside line to force Perez as wide as he possibly can. And it's that wily old campaign of the four-time world champion that wins out on this particular occasion.
He's making it difficult. He's not making it easy for him.
Yeah, Vettel's not easy to pass. Positive. Here.
Yeah, this one, I just don't see how Hamilton doesn't win here today.
Yeah, I agree. What's happening positive? Give us something, son. What's going on? I know what you want to talk to me about because we DM'd today about a certain topic. He can actually come in here and give you some negative vibes, Sauce, because his mob slapped your mob this morning in the Premier League.
Yeah, look, it was expected, mate. I'm a realist.
Arteta thought it was the UFC. He wanted to punch on with Klopp.
I don't know. I haven't caught up with the latest, mate. I don't deep, mate. I just seen 4-0 and I was like, yeah, reality check. Reality check.
You all can't be as good as United and lose to Watford 4-1.
Well, they've done that on purpose, man, to get Ollie sacked. So they've done that.
They did. You know what's actually... Oh, fuck. What a legend. Appreciate that, bro. Just finished up a few of our podcasts while packaging up cards to ship for tomorrow. Champion. .3. Like, Verstappen has to have the most flawless race with pace from here on out to even get close. But Alonso's pitting. Bottas should probably move into third. Yeah, he has. No, looking back now, mate.
So Alonso, where does he come out onto the track? The problem is it's going to be a lot of cars ahead of him and close to him going through on your screen.
All right, Sauce. I'm just trying to make the best of a bad situation here for this Grand Prix because he's wiped off a second in the last few laps. You can't say you wouldn't love to see these two battling it out in like the last 5 laps.
I don't know. I just don't see it happening.
I reckon Hamilton's holding back. It's either that, or he just can't find any pace. Positive said, NAS social media has United fans covered 100%. Completely agree. Verstappen setting quickest laps now. I don't know.
He's teasing.
I don't know what happened there. Like, they're saying he was 0.8 quicker on the last lap. Hamilton could have gone wide though, potentially, because as you know, they don't usually show the front two guys racing because there's no one around, so you just see a car taking corners.
Yeah,
few Aussies in the
action.
Crowd. Few Aussies in the crowd. It's good to see. Sauce. Perez up into 8th. He's just doing what he did before. Hunting down people and overtaking them. Yeah, Hamilton's added back onto that time a bit. Perez is a great driver. It's a two-stopper source, so I don't know what's going to happen here. Like, I don't know. That is a very, very, very good question. That is a good question. I know they're all on contracts.
It's a 2-point turnaround as to whoever gets it against the other. I'd always say there was a Grand Prix last weekend at the moment. There usually is. Ted, down to you. Lando Norris pits, and that is a very, very nice stop. The McLaren mechanics know that that's good, and he's on his way.
Here we go.
Well done, Lando.
Prize money per race. All right.
Give us a Google. Give us a Google.
This is 2021 stuff. Formula One money, prize money for constructors. So Formula One revenue is divided into two categories, 50% each, and one half goes to Formula One teams. Prize money fund, the other half goes to the Formula One group and shareholders. Do F1 drivers get prize money? The core prize money is equivalent to 47.5% of F1's underlying profit, is then divided into half. Yeah. So they didn't even answer that question. Is about 20 seconds behind Max Verstappen at the moment. So I'm going to answer that question with a no, because they, as I said, they've got contracts. So the team gets money, but I can give you their yearly contract. So Hamilton's on a 30 million USD a year contract, Verstappen 25, Alonso 20, Vettel and Ricciardo 15, Leclair 12 mil, Bottas 10, Sainz, Stroll and Raikkonen on 10, Perez 8, Norris 5, a couple of fives actually, Esteban, Pierre Gasly, and then 1 million for Giovinazzi, Schumacher, Mazepin, Latifi, and George Russell. Yuki Tsunoda makes the least on $500,000 a year. Get some free tires, positive reckons. But you got to look at, like, I think about it like this. So you drive for McLaren, you drive for Ferrari, you drive for Mercedes, you drive for Red Bull, you drive for Aston Martin. You got your contract, but they're giving you cars. You know what I mean? To promote the brand. So I know that, like, Daniel Ricciardo drives around in McLaren P1, mate. Same with, like, Lando. And Sainz and Leclerc drive around in Ferraris. It's promoting the brand, and they get given those cars, so pretty good. Positive said Fred makes more than Hamilton. Don't sleep on Alfredo, mate.
Just guaranteed, really, as Ferrari are doing a double stack, and that's nice teamwork there. Obviously, they needed.
I'm actually gonna. I actually want to know.
Snapmove has just sort of sorted them out in that way, but yeah, all Vettel made sure, following Ricciardo into the pits, that he stayed behind him. So I don't know what's going on with that thinking. Maybe the best Vettel didn't get through. Do the opposite of Ricciardo. It remains Ricciardo.
Just imagine if Fred made more than Hamilton. That'd just be hilarious.
From the Ferrari crew.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Manchester United payroll. Where's Fred, mate? Here he is. We got to stop calling him Alfredo Sauce.
Why is that?
Because his real name is Frederico de Paula Santos. So we're going to start calling him Frederico.
And he goes around the outside, but Fernando Alonso keeps the speed on the inside, maintains his momentum.
And Frederico makes £6.5 million a season.
Wow.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Just a lazy £120,000 a week.
All I got to say is, kids, just dream. Keep dreaming. Like, if you can do it, you can too.
If Damari Gray can push you into the bleachers at Old Trafford, you can achieve anything. Positive reckons cheap. I reckon we've paid him too much. We've paid overs. What a waste. So Hamilton, quickest lap. Verstappen's quickly reduced that back down again because he's setting purple sectors. He's got it down to 6.9. Now, by the time we get to around lap 38, 39, he needs to have cut that to the 4 seconds. I can't see that happening unless he gets this injection of pace.
It's not happening, Donna. I'm just, ladies and gentlemen, Donna's trying to build it up, but he's trying to make something out of nothing.
The one that I'm truly watching is Perez and Bottas in 4th and 3rd, to be honest. You know, Bottas has 32 laps on his medium compound tyres to Perez's 10 on the hards. There's a 20-second gap between them. Does Bottas pit? Or does he run the gauntlet Sauce in 3rd position on that 20-second gap? Because if it gets reduced too low with not enough laps and he pits, he's going to have to give up 20 seconds to Perez. He's probably better off just pitting now and then battling Perez for the rest of the race, in all honesty. I can't believe Charles Leclerc's in 13th, man. That kills me. 6.5. Just Sauce. You got to be positive. Positive's in here, so we have to be positive. I can't just say it's over. Like 6.3. I'm just going to keep giving updates. We got to eventually work out how to get all the times and stuff on here. Anyway, new stuff on Coverage.Media. Magnificent 7 episode 3 dropped today with Grayson White from Cherry Collectibles. So if you haven't heard that, make sure you head on over onto the YouTube channel. Have a listen. That was actually a very good interview, Sauce.
Good interview with Mr. Cherry himself.
You know, honestly, like I never I do to get timestamps and stuff for the clips, but I just put in like fast forward and I find spots and I stop it. I don't really listen back to our podcast, but I genuinely want to go back and listen to that once again because you gave great insight into a lot of stuff that happens in the hobby world, which is very interesting. Of course, the great man who is going to get interviewed for this series is just dominating with his the licensing at the moment. Stephen Curry sauce, just for Christmas, in time for Christmas, dropping in December. Collab with Tyson Beck. And then he announced today, Sauce, that there's going to be a goat's drop in January. Is he going to get Brady? Is he going to get LeBron? Or is he going to get Jordan? Tiger Woods?
It'll be interesting to see what he does here.
Aaron Rodgers?
It'd be interesting. I'd like him to do something out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? Like go get Usain Bolt or something like that. That would be pretty
Phelps.
Cool.
Get Michael Phelps.
That'd be pretty cool.
Mahomes. That's not a bad one. Positive. That's a good shout. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! There goes your race, buddy. Oh, get back on the track. Get on the track. Sauce, look what's happening. These guys. Oh, Sauce, we could actually go off the track. We could get. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We're going to get a safety car. We're going to get a safety car. We're going to get a safety car. We have to. Oh, it's green flagged again. How is he? Oh my God. He's going to make it. He'll make it to the pits. Oh, man. Just.
Look at the sparks coming out from his car.
Oh, he's going to go into the wall. Oh, my days. I'm telling you know how hard that is to drive? Sauce. You know how hard it is to
Look at the wheel. It's just flapping about.
Bro, you know how hard that is to drive? Fuck. That was actually really good. That pit stop was elite. $33 and his race is done. And looks like Perez will stroll straight through.
Red Bull will be happy about that.
Yeah, I think. Where is Bottas? 14 Jeepers. Could get them back on top in the Constructors' Championship, mate. That one. Oh, maybe not. No, I don't think it will. Man, the Sparks was insane. When he went onto the gravel Sauce, if he stayed on the gravel, we would have got a safety car, and there wouldn't have been 7 seconds between Hamilton and Verstappen, mate. It would have been 2 seconds. And it's game on. So, not for anything, Sauce. The one thing that could hurt Hamilton is genuinely someone else having a mistake like that, like a mid-table car, causing a safety car to come out. Because at the moment, he's home. Like, it's over. I was trying to be hopeful, but it's over.
He's packing up shop, mate.
Unless he has to like pit again, I don't know. And Verstappen takes the gamble, but if I'm Verstappen, you don't take the gamble. You just concede the points. Like, what happens if he goes in? He goes, I'm taking the gamble, and then his tyre pops, and he doesn't end up finishing second. He finishes bloody fifth. It's pretty much screwed. You know, you got to concede in this and be like, well, I'm still leading the world championship. That's the way you have to look at it.
Very much. Sebastian Vettel moves to one side for Max Verstappen to lap him. The race leader Lewis Hamilton's lapped everyone down to Charles Leclair, currently in 10th as Pierre Gasly pits for a second time, powered by AWS. The pit window is open for those that are on the two-stop strategy. Yeah, Gasly very much on that two-stop strategy after pitting early in this race. Onto a new set of the medium.
Perez is putting good time ahead of Alonso here. It's unfortunate. Like, I would have loved to see him up there, man. One of the legends of the sport.
So in terms of the pit stops, Nikita Mazepin was the only driver, apart from Valtteri Bottas, who hadn't pitted. Mazepin came in a lap earlier than Bottas before his puncture. On that two-stop strategy, Kimi Raikkonen, Yuki Tsunoda, and Antonio Giovinazzi.
All right, so it's 20 laps left.
Second stop, and I would imagine there will be a few more pitting for a second stop by the end of this race. Could Alonso and Norris maybe go to the end of this race on the hard compound tyre after putting in a super stint on the soft tyres to start this race? And there is your race leader, 8.5 seconds to the good. Lewis Hamilton, who's made a habit in his career, hasn't he, of winning on a first visit to a circuit. 34 circuits he's driven at previously to the one here in Qatar, and he's won on the first visit to 11 of them.
Yeah, and when Lewis sees and hears more about this entire Grand Prix, he'll be very pleased the team pulled him in quite early on the tyres.
8.5 seconds, man. This is finished.
No one's coming back, mate. I've called it about 15 laps ago.
You did. You really did. Leclerc's worked up into 9th. I'm happy with that.
What have we got? 19 laps to go. He's still got the 8-second buffer. Look, Verstappen finishes second. It's not, it's not all over.
No, he's still.
He needs to win one of the next 2 races for sure.
He really has to. I love these little see it positive.
See you, mate.
In. Appreciate it. Funnily enough, what do you want to see? Do you want to see? Obviously, we want to see a new person crown world champion. I'd love to just see Max win it. But what's the situation you prefer? Max holding on, going into the last race source, or Hamilton wins this week, and then in 2 weeks' time, Hamilton wins again, gets the fastest lap, Verstappen finishes second, and then in the last race of the season, they are equal on points.
They're both pretty good scenarios.
That's what I want to see. I want to see them equal on points in the last race of the season. Because it literally becomes it's the biggest mental game after. You can't afford to make any mistakes in that race.
If and when he does stop again, Hamilton will do the same thing.
Yeah, but as I said, Max can then afford to stop on the last lap, try and nick the fastest lap point. But they'll all be it's a whole new game now.
And if Max does stop again, I suppose you can bet your bottom dollar that Mercedes will bring Valtteri Bottas in to do exactly the same thing. Because he's running out of the points at the moment. See if he can get back into the points, but he's quite a way off it as it stands.
Yeah, and Valtteri Bottas does have a brand new set of soft tires available,
and he might have a damaged car to boot.
And all cars source are still in this race, which is amazing.
See, I can really see Haas has made massive moves up the grid from the beginning of the race.
Mick Schumacher in 18th is quality. Mazepin just doing what he does best, mate.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just Hamilton's in, he can put some vibration, so it's going to be a concern. Croft needs to start to push it. And there's, I was listening to the Bottas thing live, and the team had no idea how to confirm it. So it's instant if it's going to go.
These curves, as Martin was mentioning, the green and white curves rather than the maroon and white are very, very aggressive. You need to be on those curves to get the best lap times here, and because you can keep some part of your car in contact with the maroon and white curve, it rather encourages you to go over onto the green and white curves as well. This is Yuki Tsunoda of Nicholas Latifi going into turn one, which is
in and out.
There's Lewis. There's Lewis.
Yeah, he's
vibrations, and he's got vibrations, and
he's dominating.
Sky Glass customer, you can press the red button, watch the highlights alongside the live action. We're talking tyres a little bit at the moment because the performance and the durability of these tyres are going to be crucial as we now check the flag on.
Yeah, indeed. Do you know what? I don't think if we come back here in 2023,
which is not a given, is it? Because they do want to move the location. But
yeah, no, I mean, ready for that.
Well, interesting source. Did you see they had the World Cup at the race today? Pre-event, they had the cup there ready to go.
Street race along the Corniche down by the sea. I went for a drive there last night. Lots of very interesting traffic lights which can hold up the pace of everybody. That might actually be quite good news for everyone from Perez downwards, because it might allow them to
FIFA World Cup, the actual trophy.
Yeah, the actual trophy.
Here we go. So brings it to 6 points. Is that what I read there?
Yeah, so they can't be tied. All right.
The unfortunate incident in this pit stop will come out ahead of his teammate Sergio Perez. He's made his second stop of the race. The cars you can see making their way down the main straight. And Daniel Ricciardo will behind him, Valtteri Bottas. So 12th and 13th for those two as Verstappen now comes back out into the
All right, so Verstappen stops, comes out at 34.3.
They got enough time to do a stop.
They do. They definitely do. But you just gotta hope it goes. You gotta just hope it goes smooth. They're gonna have to, Source, because we saw what happened to Bottas.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
When you push the tires too far, do you want to take that risk? I think, yeah, here we go. They're pulling tires out. They're boxing. Yeah, they've told him to box.
Lewis, yeah, so he didn't have to, Lewis, where he was on track, he didn't have to get his way around the pit of Sergio Perez. Perez characteristically close to the next garage on his exit. So let's have a look at this stop. Very nice. Yeah, all goes off a perfect work. And that is the scrub set. That is the old set of medium tyres. The Hamilton goes off. And Perez so close. The McLaren mechanics holding their.
Okay. So Lewis had to put his old set, like it's an older set of mediums on. So Verstappen 8.6. There has to be like a monumental freaking thing that happens in this source, but nothing's happening. He's just going to stroll in. Now, they said that was an older pair of tires. It's got 0 laps on it. Misinforming us. So, what's your thoughts on the World Cup in November?
Didn't they do that because of the heat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
A bit later on, from a year. I tell you, it works out good for me, Sauce, because I finish up in 2 weeks. So when it gets into the thicker things in the World Cup, I can actually stay up and watch every game with 0 repercussions.
When is it? So
I'll get the actual date.
Here we go. Could be doing a few live watches, mate. Live streams.
Yeah, 100% we can. So it goes to this. It's November 21st to December 18th. That is elite. So good. It's like all the finals and stuff.
You'll be nearly on holidays.
I will be on holidays. It'll be so good. What's the Socceroos when they're playing the semi-final?
Oh, wishful thinking.
Tell you what, the racing's been very, very good for a while now. Not many people crashing each other out and doing stuff like that. It's been great.
Next year, so we can watch Formula One rather than compete in it. We are certainly going to miss it. All the rest is you.
Yeah, Crofty is just to settle something up to make sure people aren't confused. The reason we're saying Hamilton's on an older set of tyres and doesn't look like he's got any laps, he went to the grid on a brand new set to simulate his start performance on a medium tyre. He used the medium in Q2, which is why he started on that, and he just wanted to get an example.
Your boy's back in third, Saucy.
Alonso, come on.
I think that's what we're looking for now at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping for him.
Out of reach.
Because Lewis Hamilton's just setting fastest laps like it's going out of fashion.
That's what anyone wants to see. That's what anyone wants to see. Wants to see Fernando on the
Poor Sonoda.
Since his return. But yeah, I'm really thinking that they can do this. They're one stopping.
I'm just telling you, it takes one of these drivers, because they're taking a couple of risks now. It just takes one of them to just become Le Mans of the week and create a bit of a race for us up front.
Le Mans Raider. Le Mans senses are tingling.
I could smell the peel from here. Did Messi score for PSG for the first time ever? In saying that, Ronaldo has been horrendous.
PSG is playing?
Yeah, they played before, or this morning. He did score, 87th minute. Who else scored in that? Mbappe? Yeah. Scored in the second minute. I'm stopping getting there. They're literally trading fastest laps at the moment.
As he pointed out on the radio, we must defend against Perez. Okay, we need to keep Perez behind us as much as we can.
Yeah, I want that.
What have you been looking at lately, Source? Buying
cards?
Yeah.
What? No, not much, man.
Talk whatever you want, to be honest.
Yeah, I've just been trying to like buy like more stuff, PC things. You know, I was asking some offers on just some like Arsenal autos and stuff like that of guys, seeing what the prices are. Interesting one, which shout out to anyone who goes into this and listens this far into the podcast. But Lukey gave it a shout, which is Wiseman. Seems like a play at the moment. Like some of his stuff's quite cheap. Injured, obviously still has so much potential. He's young, and
Ocon pushed. Oh, Esteban. 10 laps to go. Then straight to bed, mate. All right, so he's got to wipe out a 15-second deficit in 9 laps.
Yeah, can be done.
But he's got to overtake Norris in that time as well. Come on, Lando. You got to defend for Fernando. Lando and Fernando.
They got to work together, mate. Teamwork.
Yeah, I know. 100%. It's funny, you just watch Perez's time and how it just cuts time off like crazy. He's 7.8 seconds behind Lando at the start of this lap. And it's already at 6.7 and just going down, down, down.
That's Stroll doing a great job for Aston Martin ahead of both Ferraris at the moment. Van Ocon, a little scrap there actually.
And they're on a one-stopper too, aren't they? Leclair and Carlos Sainz. So can Lance Stroll hang on? The Ferraris just started to close up. Stroll could be under pressure coming down the main straight and finally gets there.
So Fernando only 3/10 slower than Sergio Perez on that lap.
I reckon he's got it sourced, to be honest. He's not going to catch. He's not going to catch Perez isn't going to catch Lando for probably another 2 laps. And then he needs to wipe off 9 seconds in 5 laps. Why?
We haven't mentioned it for a while.
If we can avoid high-speed curbs, try to avoid high-speed curbs.
Oh, that's on the one-stop strategy, trying to protect the tyres, maybe. Get off the curb.
Oh, no.
A high-speed curb.
What's happened, Doma?
He's still stuck down in 12th place and might be coming into the pits at the moment to retire.
Oh, you'll see.
It is Lando Norris. What's going on from fourth position here? And they must have seen a puncture. They must have seen some sort of puncture on these tires.
Oh, he's come in. And now Perez will hunt down Alonso for 6 laps. And they've just told Alonso to get off the curbs to protect his tyres. Oh, man. Yellow flag?
Yeah, I'm surprised at that, Crofty, because the only defence they had
Yellow
against
flag
Hamilton
again?
at one point for fastest lap was to use Bottas the new set. So they've effectively given that up.
And we've got a yellow flag. Double waved yellows being waved very briefly. Someone got off the track.
All their tyres are blowing all over the shop at the moment.
There's George Russell with his wings scraping along the ground. Has he got a puncture too? Yes.
Front's gone as well.
Another left front tyre. Did McLaren sense something could happen? That's why they brought Lando in, and Williams are going to get George Russell in. As to the pit lane he comes now.
Oh,
Any further than you have to do.
not great for Mercedes there. With Valtteri. He is retiring Source from this race.
Done. Jeez.
So he will not be getting any points for Mercedes.
Big donut.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
They're not going to be happy about that, surely.
No, 100% they wouldn't be. He's holding on. I'm just concerned for Fernando Source because the tyres are blowing and he's got pretty old tyres out there. Oh, there's another one. Oh, don't come off. Don't come off. Oh, yellow flag, green. Oh, no. Oh, no, I think he's just letting him through.
How many laps is Fernando Alonso done his hard tyres? He's going to need to complete 32 laps to finish on the podium here. But that's 3 tyre failures we've now seen.
it's less of an issue if you lose the carcass of the front tire, can still hurt the bodywork. It's not like the rear tire that rips the thing apart, rips the rear bodywork apart. But there he goes, a curb strike. But I think the left foot was already going down at that point. And of course, he's missed the pit lane there in that respect.
This is ridiculous. This is like that race last year where their tires were blowing, and then Lewis, his tires blew.
Didn't he drive to the end of the race on busted tires?
He just won. There's like literally 3 more corners, and Verstappen would have beaten him. Oh my days. 9 seconds. 3 lap source. Come on, Fernando. But he has to stay off the curbs. He's cooked here. He's on a 1-stopper. He hasn't... Fernando, the wily old veteran, on the 1-stopper.
Is he going to get it?
Oh, if he goes on the curb, like the tire will explode, mate. He could lose all 4 tires.
So what? He's got to drive without going on that?
On the strip. Yeah. Because you just stay on the track. So you lose time. Has something happened to Hamilton? No.
I don't think so.
Bro, Max Verstappen just took freaking 2.5 seconds off of Hamilton. I was just watching it, like, it was going down so quickly. Like, so quickly. And I was just like, did he crash? It's just Max put in a crazy lap. You have to make it, Fernando. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, Mick Schumacher, you peanut. Oh, we've got a virtual safety car.
For the moment, and all the drivers driving to a speed, they must decrease speed by 40%. And I'd wonder if they need to sweep away some of that or move the Williams.
Yeah, I think it's because of the angle of the road, the service road there. They have to put marshals out on track as a fast part of the track. You can't do that without either putting a safety car or a virtual safety car. What this does,
I think that's it, Source. They made a good point there. Like, Max just got the quickest lap, and then that's happened. So now it's gone back up to 7 points in the difference.
The recovery road, but I think they're used to motorcycles going through them, to be honest.
Now, Max Verstappen is coming into the pits. He can afford to because he's got about 50 seconds gap back to his teammate Sergio Perez. So this, I would imagine, very much a precautionary exercise. Also a chance to change onto a set of soft cap on compound tyres in case they get a chance to go for the fastest lap again. That's warning off Mercedes' ability.
It is, and of course it's a very cheap stop underneath the virtual safety car in terms of time, because while you're in the pit lane, your rivals are trundling around at virtual safety car speed.
And who does this help? Mighty, I'm sure I can feel it from here. Sigh of relief for Alpine and for Fernando Alonso, because these sort of laps, Martin, helping him. He's already been told to stay off the curb, trying to make a one-stop strategy work and get that podium.
If this happens, oh man! Honestly, if this happened,
to try and nick that fastest lap.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to risk making a pit stop and suddenly it goes green.
if this happened like 5 laps to go,
It's pretty much halfway, 2/3 of the way around the lap. Has he got such impact?
Yeah, if they were going to do it, they need to do it the lap before. If they'd have done the lap before, Verstappen wouldn't have come in and well, the lead would have changed hands. You lose way more points by doing that. Might to be a sigh of relief too from Esteban Ocon, from Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz, and Charles Leclerc. Certainly from Ocon, it was coming under pressure.
last lap saucy.
Sergio Perez in his charge towards Fernando Alonso. He's not getting the chance to do that because they're under the virtual safety car. And we've lost in this race just the one driver. Valtteri Bottas retired after he had the first puncture. Virtual safety car is now ending, and Max Verstappen is going to get the final lap all to himself to try and set another new fastest lap. Hamilton's already on his final lap. He's not going to be able to nick that point off him. Ted, that's it.
Confirmation from McLaren, it was a puncture for Lando Norris.
Let's see what happens.
Strange feeling on the radio.
He'll set another fastest lap. Verstappen just to cement it 100%. Hamilton can't take it anyway, so.
The current Olympic and World High Jump champion is about to wave the checkered flag. Mutaz Barshim has the checkered flag in his hands, but this man, Lewis Hamilton, on his 35th different circuit in Formula One, he is going to win on his first visits. He's won on his first visits to 12 of those 35 circuits, including the last 3 in a row. Just a few more corners to go for Lewis Hamilton, who started the fight back in terms of the World Championship chase when we were in Sao Paulo. That fight back has continued here with back-to-back victories for Lewis Hamilton as he now sees the checkered flag in the distance, powers down the main straight, and comes home to win the Qatar Grand Prix. Hamilton on top in Qatar. Max Verstappen, though, limiting the damage, started 7th, will come home to finish 2nd and take that fast.
That's it.
Done and dusted, mate.
But Alonso finished in 3rd, which is good.
Yeah, that's fantastic. How good's that?
Which is brilliant.
Perez cut it to 2 seconds, bro, just to let you know.
Let's talk about Fernando Alonso, who went into this race as the highest driver in
2.5 seconds.
Fernando's last podium in Formula One.
He's done well to hold on.
Hungary, 2014. It was podium number 97. He missed out
That's
on the
awesome.
podium when his teammate of Alpine, Esteban Ocon, took the victory in Hungary earlier this season. Well, it's podium
That's genuinely elite.
and a one-stop strategy that he has made work. Fernando Alonso back on the podium in Formula One. Welcome back, Fernando. He comes home to finish 3rd.
That was a good drive, though.
Oh, 100% off one stop. Everyone else was dropping like flies because of their tyres, and he was able to make it work.
Fine evening for Alpine. He'll take 5th place, but it's a battle all the way to the line as Ocon leads over the line. Lance Stroll from Aston Martin.
All right, Sauce, 7 points. That's it.
He won. Great job this weekend, mate. Absolutely stellar. New track.
Fantastic job, guys. Fantastic. Let's keep pushing, man. We can do this.
It's great. And now let's go to Saudi Arabia.
104 races since
They're
Drivers
pumped.
of the day.
They're
I know,
pumped.
they've got all the momentum, Sauce.
You know, Fernando likes to break records. I think this is probably what he won't be too upset about not breaking. The record for the longest interval between consecutive podiums, 105 races. So he got there just in the nick of the time. And he's driver of the day too. Well done. It is driver of the day for Fernando, who's had a smile on his face ever since he arrived and started to drive on this track.
yes, yes, get it there, you beauty.
Ole! Ole! Ole!
Ole, ole, ole.
managed, well managed.
Good drive by Lewis.
Fernando Alonso hasn't finished on the podium before tonight since Max Verstappen made his Formula One debut. Verstappen's been around a few years now.
Extraordinary. Yeah, Red Bull will be wondering quite how they managed to put Perez out in so much traffic.
Take that. Not sure. But mate, that was damage limitation, a great recovery.
All right, Sauce.
Well done. Good points today.
Let's wrap this bad boy up.
Let's pack it up. It's 2:30 a.m. Time to hit the sack.
100%. It was
Thank you to
Hamilton.
Anyone that tuned in.
Hamilton, followed by Verstappen, followed by Saucy's boy Fernando Alonso. First, second, and third. It's off the grid. I'm Dom, the Grey Man Sauce. Peace.
Peace.